Filmmaking can be very complex in many ways, especially when you have to make those decisions about which camera is the right one for you, which camera you need to buy. And the most important thing about filmmaking is utilizing what you have. It's not about just throwing money to get the best gear and best equipment. That will make you a better filmmaker. It's just about, just appreciate the things you have. Of course, I know you need everyone needs, let's say, a camera that can still last them within, let's say, 3 to 4 years time frame, and you can still get the best image possible with it. The first thing I'm going to talk about this camera is the build quality of it, and the ergonomic feels of this camera make it feel so good. Like, I just love it so much. I have used it to film in like 3 weather scenario, during the rain and also in the snow and also in the desert. Okay, I'm not saying you should film in those weather scenario if it's not necessary or if it's not required, just for you to test it out. Again, just also protect your gear while doing so. Now let's talk about the image quality. The image quality coming out of this camera is just almost perfect. Especially when I'm editing the video, I have to crop in really way further. All the details remain there. There's also one extra key factor to it, is the type of lenses I choose to use with this camera. And most of the time, not most of the time, all of my lenses are just Sigma lenses because I like them. They are very soft and they are very sharp. And these are the 2 reasons why I always use those type of lens with this camera. So I prefer to get like this Sigma L mount lens and just use it with it. And with it, the image, the films, the short documentary I have shot with this camera, it's just unbelievable. And I can definitely say this camera, for the price, it's really worth it. Before, when people think about Panasonic camera, everybody is always worried about the autofocus system because it's not that good. But now we have like a really good autofocus system, especially with the Lumix S5 Mark II and the Lumix S5 Mark II X. I have used both of these cameras like to their fullest. I push them to their absolutely limits, and this is the reason why I just love it so much now, because in some case I shoot autofocus and in other scenario I decide to go with manual focus because it's much better. I don't want the image to be jumping up and down, up and round and something like that. So I can also definitely say with the autofocus system, you don't have to worry too much if it's good or not. And most of the clip I'm showing in this video, majority of them are shot in autofocus. There's 2 things you need to pay attention to when you're working with the Lumix S5 Mark II when we're talking about dynamic range is the dual base ISO. The dual base ISO is 640 and ISO 4000. And the reason why you want to pay attention to this, it's because of what you can get when you put in those when you shoot in those dual base ISO. One of the important thing is, especially in low light, I always shot in like ISO 4000. I always leave it there every time, and I don't even have to do any noise reduction. In some cases, maybe you will say you will find some noise in the image, but with me, the way I shot, the way I expose my films and videos, I never have to do, let's say, any noise reduction because the image is really clear, it's testicle sharp, so I don't really need to do that. So you can just use that also to your advantage. I'm not saying other cameras don't have like this dynamic range and dual base ISO, but I'm just saying on this camera, for me, it's worked much more better. Now let's talk about stabilization. Okay, how good is this camera shooting handheld without using a gimbal? I can tell you this, it's super good and it's just amazing. So the stabilization is really there. You can also push the stabilization a little bit further, but then you get some crop. And this is something I just think it's really need to be honest about, because if you push like the E-high, which is like electronic instabilization, so it will crop in a little bit further and you can even work while doing so. But in some case, for me, or not some case, majority of the time I don't have to do so because I just leave it in normal double stabilization and everything is okay, everything is perfect. In low light, it's still able to capture really clean image without any single noise. When I say any single noise, I mean any single noise. Most of the time I film in lower f-stops. This is just some of the tips I use to get like a better result in low light, and all of my lenses can go to f1.8 at least on minimum. This is like how I shot in low light, and when I have to put all those image in my editing software, everything still look clean and look sharp. So if you have to worry if this camera will be putting out like a lot of, let's say, noise, no, you don't have to worry about that. If you expose it properly and also use the right ISO, it's just really as perfect as other camera out there. I'm not going to say perfect, but amazing. So perfect, nothing is perfect, because when we talk about technology, you can always improve stuff and you can always get more things done, and you can always update and improve technology. So this is the reason why I said it's not perfect. Filming in vlog, the reason why you want to film in vlog with this camera is because of the color science. The color of the image that comes out of this camera is just so good. Most of the time, or not most of the time, all of the time, I have never shot in any other color profile than the vlog. All the footage I shot with the Lumix S5 Mark II and the S5 Mark II X, both of them I shot every single thing in vlog. Vlog. And with the vlog, to color grade the image, it's super easy, especially in DaVinci Resolve. Once I drag the footage onto the timeline, that's just it. I drag it to the timeline, I just edit it I go to the color tab, and then I can color grade it with like in a two ways, and which is like one of the things I love about it. So DaVinci Resolve already have like a normal, let's say, LUT, where you can just drag and drop on your log footage, and then it will color grade the footage for you without even making any adjustment. You can make some further adjustment if you want to, but again, I'm just saying the image is really easy to color grade. It is not something you have to have a lot of edit to get it done. It's just really there, and it's super easy to color grade. And the other way I color grade it is using the answer. I just drag the plugin on the footage, choose which camera, which profile, and everything is just done in a matter of a minute. When we talk about the price point, filming in vlog will make you to be able to charge your client a little bit more money, because your client will be able to pay you more once they see the image that is coming out of your camera. And now let's talk about the price point. The price point here in Germany, I bought the camera for just around, let's say, 2,000 euros, and it just also depends on the demographic of the place where you're living. So this is what's going to determine how much it's going to cost there. I paid 2,000 euros to get this camera, and I was able to use it to, like, throughout this year, this camera alone made me around 30,000 euros. And in other ways, I get also a lot of like outside job, which is like creating a documentary, filming documentaries, and I'll also be making some videos about that, how you can also make documentaries and send it to film festival, get a lot of recognition. But the money I earn with this camera comes in two places. YouTube filmmaking, this is the one, and the second one is making short films and documentary films outside of YouTube. And I'll also break it down, the analysis of how also you can get clients and also maximize the advantage of having like a really good camera like this to just take it to your own advantage. I would just put it that way, but the rest, it's fine. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video. If you really enjoyed this video, please don't forget to press the subscribe button, and also don't forget to press the notification bell, so every single time I upload a new video and a new content, you come by, you see it, and you become part of the community. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.